Okay, before we ask some of these rapid fire questions, I do have one quick. I don't know why this just hit me, but y'all been talking about fighting and bar fighting and legit fighting and this fighter, that fighter. Bar fight. Give me 3 guys. Who would you take in a bar fight? You could only choose 3.
Haku.
You can't take.
Number 1.
Okay, let's go 5.
And I might just clone him twice.
You can't clone. You can't claim.
And
you
then
can't
the
clone.
rest of us could just go sit down because
You can't clone.
2 Hakus and you can
Game
rule a
over.
small nation.
A small nation, not even a town or a state. A nation. They're just.
I'm just gonna go with just complete shock and awe here. 3, only get 3.
Go 5.
All right, I'll go 5.
No clones.
All right, Haku, Mark, Show.
Oh.
You can't hurt them.
Okay.
You can't hurt them. I'll put.
Were you there when Big Show and Khali fought?
No, I would
was.
pay so much money
I know.
to have been there.
Sorry, babe. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that. I to his credit, Khali can take a shot. Because Show flushed him. I mean, it sounded like taking a big old ribeye steak and throwing it on the counter.
Like,
it was like, and he
was
rocked. I don't know if something held him up,
the locker.
but if I'd
remember?
have hit him that way, I would have had to look and see what was holding him up from behind because
Yeah.
Show rocked him. And the funny thing afterwards,
Regal.
Regal broke the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Regal came in there like a spider monkey.
In a towel, I
Had
think.
him in a towel. He had Khali fish hooked
Yes.
and had Khali's head ripped around the thing. It was impressive.
Yeah.
But I give Show grief, and I shouldn't even tell this story because I've never let him off the hook. Show was getting to him, right, and then these dressing rooms were like the fight happened obviously in the men's dressing room, but the women they had to come through the men's dressing room to get it was just nuts.
It was chaos.
And where was that? Puerto Rico?
It was some yeah.
I don't remember where it was at.
I don't know.
But anyway, so they're fighting, right? 2 7-footers going at it, and they tripped over a bag or something like that, right? And when they trip and they both fall, Show just happened to fall on bottom. So Khali, when Regal broke it up, Khali's on top. And although Show
You get points for that.
well, you do get points for it. So Show had rocked him.
You're gonna be mad at me.
Yeah, he's gonna be really mad, but he might be happy because I'm gonna finally let him off the hook here. So, but Show ends up on bottom, right? And so it gets all broke up, and they're separated. And Show's in the dressing room with me, and I'm just looking at him, and he's like, "What?" I was like, "Dang, man, he had you down." Oh my gosh! I thought he was actually going to come across the room and attack me. He was so mad.
And you did it the next day too, because I remember you were doing it to him on the bus or something. He was getting mad. And then Khali was like, "You said something about you got one good shot in." Khali's like, "Yeah, but my jaw only hurts from the fish hook. Like it wasn't the right hand. It was the fish hook."
It was Regal's fish hook that came in there, and it was. That's quite a spectacle.
Oof.
I mean,
who else
who
Scary.
else?
on the list?
Did
Big
I not
Show?
get them all?
No, sorry.
I'm
got 3.
I'm
I
gonna
only got 3.
no. So Haku,
Mark, Show.
you, Show. I'll take Brock.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Um,
You said Yoke earlier, didn't you? Or did you say
I'd
Yoke?
take damn near any Samoan.
Samoan. Yeah.
You can't hurt them.
Yeah, you could have gone 5 deep on.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah,
Samoans.
I could have took Junebug. I could have took anybody on that. Let me think of somebody. I'm gonna just go off
Just
the
saying.
cuff. No, put that. Are you flexing over there?
No, it's just that big.
No.
She was looking in the screen at herself.
Jeez, this is what I got to put up with.
I see.
Who I'm missing somebody. I know there's somebody in there. Oh, I'm gonna take another. Just a little different. I'm gonna take Dick Slater.
Dirty Dick Slater.
I'm gonna take Slater, Haku, you, Show, and Brock.
Okay.
I'm
That's strong.
Man,
that's strong.
that's a line. That's
all right, who
all.
you got?
So I got offense. I
That's
got
strong.
offense
I
and
like it.
defense, and I got people that ain't gonna get hurt.
Okay.
Oh man.
Kind of like roadblocks. Just,
Haku would be number 1. Brock would be number 2.
yes.
Ken Shamrock. And Kurt Angle.
Got one more.
Steve Blackman.
Okay.
Either Steve Blackman or Sean O'Hare.
Ooh, I just thought of Harley too.
Yeah, Harley
Yeah,
Race
Harley,
too.
yeah.
Ooh.
You weren't on when Big Show and Khali fought.
No, I missed the whole thing, unfortunately.
But the whole Giant Envy tour, I'm sure somebody egged it on, but it ended up with them fighting in the locker room, Big Show and Khali.
Why'd you look at me?
I don't know who it was, but you were there. You were there, so you're a witness to all this, you know. But it
I
ended
wasn't
with them, ended with them fighting.
Wasn't even there.
Wasn't even there. They fight. They do whatever. He's giving them grief, talking about how Khali ended up on top and all this stuff. And on the bus, the guys keep it up. Like, oh, he didn't even get a shot in. Blah blah blah. And Khali doesn't skip a beat. He goes, only thing that's sore is my mouth because. Was it Fit or Regal?
Regal.
Regal comes in a towel and fish hooks Khali, and of course Fit's in there too, privy to it all about the do whatever needs to be done. But oh man,
Yeah,
those two, they're tough.
I've never. I finally. We just talked about this in a recent episode about that fight.
Yeah.
But it was. It was all over the chop, right? The Khali
That's right,
started
yeah,
doing
yeah.
Big Show's chop, and they watched each other on the monitor, and Big Show would flip out, and then the people backstage would start, would start poking the bear. Matt, that always bothered me when the guys would do that kind of stuff.
It's just
I thought
messed
it
up.
was
You ribbed, you don't want to be
terrible that
ribbed,
people would
right?
start-
I don't rib.
Yeah,
I thought it was terrible that people would stir people up like that.
you get a bad rep. Like you get
I
a
don't
bad
know
rep.
why. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah,
It was terrible.
And then,
Well, and you
Dang.
know what's funny is that you've got ones like that, but then there's and I think I saw something the other day. I think Kid was talking about it, but there's the time I think we're in Canada, and it's me and Waltman and I think Scott, but like we're causing all this trouble, in this bar. And of course, Mark and those guys were there as well, but we're two separate places. You know what I mean? But all of a sudden, we're stirring shit up with something. Anyway, all we know is half the bar's wanting us outside. Let's frickin' go.
right.
So me and Kid, so we start walking out to the front of this place. Everybody's out in the street. Everybody's starting to circle, and then all of a sudden, up comes a big old, I think it's like a big old Caddy or Lincoln. Something comes driving in. Him, Yoko, I think Sammy.
Godfather.
Yeah, Godfather,
I'm
all
gonna
come out
go out
of this
on-
thing and like, you're going after one of us, you're going after all of us. And those guys like,
I would imagine.
I mean,
I couldn't
scattered.
imagine
Yeah,
that. crowd
I-
going
so
up.
it's one thing. It's like, they can kick my ass.
But nobody else
Nobody
can.
else is allowed.
No,
to.
yeah, nobody.
So,
That was
No.
until
That's brotherhood.
the wrestling culture. Yeah,
Yeah.
But there were times that guys would stab themselves in the back, but don't let anybody from the outside come in. And that's that was a really, really cool moment. That was like a movie scene.
It is.
Because there was three. We were all in three different cars, and there was like a hot dog stand outside of the bar too. Yeah. So not only were the people that were trying to kill you guys, but there was also all the people that had the 2 a.m. munchies too.
Yeah.
So it was just this intersection is full of people.
There's a lot of people there.
And we just from three different directions we roll up and they
Did
were
y'all
they were
know
all
that they were
black.
there, or
It was perfect because they were all the cars were black. They were either not Escalades. What's the Cadillac car? The
the bigger
Seville or and town cars.
Yeah, like Lincoln Town
Yeah.
cars.
And of course-
Caddies.
But did y'all know they were there?
No, we were
so
just
this was
showing
all
up
by chance.
And
Y'all were going to the same
word
place.
had gotten back like, hey,
Gotcha.
there's a lot of shit going on. I was like, Sean's at it again. Let's go find them.
I wasn't the only one.
No.
I had help.
No, Scott was there to help you
I
too.
had help.
Yeah, Scott and Kid both were.
I'm not that
Everybody was
talented.
there.
I had a lip.
And
I had a lip on me.
yeah, and all these guys, all these guys were rolling, and it was what a scene.
Yeah, because
they
they
I would've
had
been
all been
terrified.
in the club
Yeah.
at the same time. We
Yeah.
were just
Yeah.
in different places.
Gotcha.
And then they all got they're all
Gotcha.
going back to their cars, and then we're trying to leave too, but we're
Yeah.
getting lippy.
Yeah.
On the way out, and, and it really did. It was like a movie. They all come up, and all of a sudden, I mean, you just watch a
Seas
bunch of
parted.
big sons of guns come out of
That's-
it.
It was winter. It's
out of
winter.
those things.
We all
Yeah.
got long
Yeah,
black
no.
coats on.
Yeah.
And it was just like
Very cool scene.
it was a
That's
cool
funny.
scene. It all worked
Should have
out.
seen me then. I was already talking
Oh,
smack.
I'd have been
but then
like
I was
just chirping. Yep.
Come on, let's
yeah.
go.
It was like-
What'd you say? Say it
Shut
again.
up,
Yeah.
Sean. Shut up,
Yeah.
Sean. We got them fooled right now. We're outnumbered 4-1.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're outnumbered 4-1, and I'd really, yeah.
I don't really want to do this, but
Tremendous.
that's good stuff.
There was another time too where it was up in Canada, like Moncton, somewhere up there too. That we were in a bar. You and Razor were coming from the bar next door, and you were totally oblivious that these two guys were about to totally just jump you guys from. And I happened to be walking through the bar at the right time, right? And I'm looking at you two, and I'm like, they got no clue. And I see this guy and another guy behind him. And I was like, oh, crap. And so I snatched the one guy. I kind of boot the other guy, which stops him, which now everybody, just that commotion alone,
Yeah.
the boys, like it came in like vultures, like it would come in from every direction.
crazy.
I got
That one I don't remember.
yeah, I got a guy in a front face lock, right? And I'll never forget because it like the scene in Airplane where the guy talks and talks and talks, and then finally everybody's lined up
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
aisleway. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
I got this guy front face lock, and people, I'll never forget. Brian Adams, God rest his soul, like he was over playing a video game, and he looks over his shoulder, and he sees. No, it wasn't Brian. Brian was there, but it was Kurt Henning. And I got this guy. I got him front face, and Kurt is like playing the video, and he looks over, and like a gremlin, man, he just runs over there, and he just double backs, gives the double back scratch
scratch
up,
the guy.
and
Oh
then
my
runs
God.
back to his video game. And the bouncers finally got there. I don't even know that you guys ever. You were kind of in a different atmosphere at that moment. I don't know if y'all
just kept
even
walking?
knew what was going on.
Probably oblivious to every bit.
But it worked out good.
Yeah, I have no doubt. Well, that's what I'm, and that's why again. I mean, that's why I mean I tried. I say like I think maybe I did. There's just so much I missed out on,
Yeah.
and I was there. You know what I mean? But I still missed out on
Right.
it. Again, it's just
Well,
It's probably better. Probably best.
yeah. I was going to say some of them are probably best, and some of the ass kickings I did take, I didn't feel them. So, you know what I mean?
That's a
That
bonus.
That was,
I mean, that's a
was
bonus.
at the time, but not a time in my life that I miss. by any
Oh,
stretch.
my goodness.
So
No way.
funny.
You know the other thing that you did to me one time?
What?
Maybe drink pickle juice and Jack.
Ew.
I do kind of, that does ring a bell.
And you remember I threw up all over you.
What-
You
but
and Ted
why does that-
DiBiase.
I think it was more the amount of Jack that you may have drinking before the pickle juice.
But why'd you
pick-
combine
well,
the two?
Somebody wanted to do the pickle.
you have cramps?
Somebody wanted to
Somebody-
do
it was
pickle
somebody-
juice
yeah.
and Jack shots. So I hate pickles. As much as he hates cucumbers, I hate pickles.
Do you eat cucumbers?
I will eat cucumbers.
And you'll
but I
eat
won't
pickles. This makes zero
He'll eat
sense,
pickles, but
guys.
I won't. Well, no, the cucumber thing's a little weird.
Who
But
talking?
so they did the pickle juice thing, and I go, guys, I'm gonna throw up. And him and DiBiase held me and had me hooked at the bar, and then they poured
Poured it
the
on.
pickle juice and the Jack. I was like, all right,
Came right back
threw
up.
up all over him.
Oh,
Can't handle your Jack and pickle juice,
No,
man.
sure can. But I told you, I warned you ahead of time.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
did.
And he choked me out on the dance floor one time.
on the dance floor.
What I did? What?
He choked me out on the dance floor one time.
Dang.
Is that the wedding?
What?
No,
I didn't choke you out. I don't remember.
you choked me out one time.
Wow.
Why on the dance floor?
Why were we on the
I
dance floor
don't
together? I
know.
don't
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
It was a
'Cause
foggy
to get him
night.
on a dance
all
floor.
all I remember was being helped up on the floor. Really, might have been somebody else.
After you were choked out?
Yeah, you helped me up.
Maybe it was. I
So
helped
maybe
you up.
somebody else
Maybe
choked you
somebody else
out.
choked. East St. Louis.
Maybe
Were Samoans involved?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Like a big one.
I think it was East St. Louis. Now it's coming back to me.
Yeah.
Keep talking. East St. Louis, the bar that that Haku and everybody got in trouble in.
Yep.
Right?
Not same night.
No. This was the first time that we had gone back there, and this has been years.
Yeah.
This was the first
This was
time.
actually a calm night.
Yeah. Now it's all coming back to me. It was Samu. Samu,
It was Yoko who choked me.
No, was it Yoko that choked
Yoko.
you? Because Samu was just going up to random people
Wait.
and choking
But
them
I
out.
thought it was Yoko. It may have been.
I think it was Sammy.
May have been Sammy.
I think it was Sammy.
Yeah, may have been.
Yes, I'm almost
one of those
positive
nights.
now. Yes,
It was
Just
one of
random
those
people?
nights. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, us.
Well, they
No, but I mean, he would
like
go up to
marks. They
random-
were marks, but are like fans, and they were like, none of that shit's real.
He's like, watch this.
And then he would he'd rear naked choke them, and out they would go, and wake them up, and they were like, I told you it was not.
But why
real.
you?
Uh,
You're not random.
I was
You're just,
random.
were
Bruce
you just
was
doing
being
random?
Bruce.
You were
Well,
doing
I was
random
random
things.
in the moment.
Bruce was being Bruce, and then the next thing you know,
Yeah,
the
it was-
blood
Bruce was
stopped
waking
flowing
up.
Now
to his
this is
head.
falling off the rails.
Huh?
Now this is falling off.
No. That's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
East St. Louis.
East St. Louis was rough.
Yeah.
Back then, especially it was,
Yeah.
and especially this particular bar that, I don't,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a crazy one of those crazy nights.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I just, might want to just leave it there, with you being choked out right on the dance floor.
Yeah. I remember you helping me up. I do remember that.
Oh yeah, I can't leave you on the dance floor, man.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Eddie threw a punch at Kurt, which Kurt was
We're
like,
hearing this story, yeah.
and then took Eddie down. And he said, man, what are you doing? And he's like, you're not going to show me up. You're not going to disrespect me. He said, you trying to fight me? Do you know I'm an Olympic champion? Like the Joker, the character Kurt Angle was real. That's who he was.
Nothing worse
He's
than getting talked to or
He's
getting taken down.
talking to Eddie while he was on the ground. And I was laughing. I wanted to try to break it up, but I couldn't get in there because there was so many people trying to break it up. Because nobody wanted them to fight.
Right.
And I was like, he's like, I'm an Olympic champion. What are you wrong? What's wrong with you? Like it was, and Eddie said, because I'm stupid. Oh my God.
It was like it was written. It was like a written skit.
Something that they wrote in a movie.
Oh, that's
It
funny.
was the best I ever. And then we all end up standing there laughing.
That's funny.
Oh, that's great.
And Eddie was like, "Hey man, like you got to respect the business, and you don't never show nobody up in the ring, like even if you can." And Kurt learned a valuable lesson that day. Like
As did Eddie.
stick to the script. They both learned that day. It was, man, wrestling was so fun, man. Like I feel so blessed to be able to say that I got to do that for a living.
1,000%.
One of my favorite stories was working in New Orleans one night, and we had just finished Monday Night Raw, and we get back to the hotel, and there's about 3 or 4 cop cars in front of the hotel, and Devon's driving, and he just looks at me and he goes, I swear it wasn't me, I didn't do it, but because Devon was notorious for getting us in a little trouble every now and then with his extracurricular activities. Anyway, he's like, I swear it wasn't me, it was me. We get to the hotel, we get out of the car, and all the cops are like, Bubba Devon, we heard you were staying here. We just wanted to come say hello. I'm like, okay, cool, this is great. Hey guys, how are you? They're like, can we please take some pictures and autographs? And Devon's like, yeah, sure. I said, wait. I said, you guys want pictures and autographs? Yeah. All of you? Yeah. I go, we want a police escort down to Bourbon Street tonight.
Oh.
And they like, oh. And they all huddled up and they all get together and they're like, okay, fine. But, can we take pictures? I'm like, yep, no problem. Like, one last thing. I want to drive.
Oh, the police.
And the sergeant or the head guy looked at me and goes, are you serious? I go, you can have all the pictures you want. You can have all the autographs you want. I want to drive down to Bourbon Street. Okay.
Oh, wow. Only in New Orleans was that happening.
Hit the siren driving down Bourbon Street.
Oh, that's
My
good to know.
goodness.
That's funny.
That is funny, man. Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
But, there was a certain point during that Attitude Era where we basically all got away with anything.
yeah.
It was
Rock
we were
stars,
all like the Beatles at one time. The entire company was.
Yeah,
It was
nuts.
insane.
It
That's
was
crazy.
it was nuts. I'll tell you. I'll give you a great example of that. I went to Las Vegas, and I'm not sure if Godfather was working at the time. Like he would come in and go out. I almost want to say that he wasn't working at this particular time, and we went into a bar that he actually used to work there, but in Vegas it was either a Friday or Saturday night. We go into the bar. There's just the two of us, and the place is just packed. It is wall to wall people, and in the middle of the bar, there's like a big round table. You know, the tables like they all use, but the round version of it, the big one, probably set 12 people. The manager of the bar goes up to this table full of people and tells them that they have to get up. Now there's drinks all over the table, and they're obviously spending money and having a good time. He makes them get up, and I'm kind of like, dude, you don't need to,
Right.
And he goes, no, you guys are guests of the club.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, yeah, okay. You know, and Bear's like, hey, it's Vegas. This is how it rolls, right? So we sat down, just the two of us, at this table for 12, and then they come by and they put a big bottle of Jack Daniels right in the middle of it. So you guys have a good time.
Yep.
And we go, now this is where it gets really, so we were there, you know, maybe an hour and a half. We decided we want to go somewhere else. Tell the waitress, hey, we're going to, you know, thank you all for your hospitality. We're going to probably come back, but we're going to go somewhere else. So we did. We went to another place, probably gone again another hour, maybe 2 hours. It's Vegas. It doesn't close. We come back. We walk in the bar. The table's still empty, and the bottle of Jack is sitting on the table.
Amazing.
I just stopped. I was like, dude. And like Bear's like, yeah, it's Vegas, man.
You know the reason now I do appearances. I'm doing appearances this weekend in Houston. One reason this all worked out really well to come down here is because of Ron.
Oh, man.
I won't do anything without Ron. People
Yeah.
call me, say you want to do appearance. No, I'm not going to get on a plane. Ron's there. Okay, all right.
All right, I'll
I'm
go.
in.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah,
I'm
I'll
in.
go.
Yeah.
We're in a bar one night, and I got into a fight in the corner.
What?
And believe it or not, yeah. And when I did, the guys pulled out a bunch of knives, and they had me backed up against the wall. And I thought, shit, I'm gonna die in Canada of all places, like dying in Oklahoma. You know, I signed Briscoe up for a retirement home in Texas one time. You know, it was crazy. It took him months to get out of it. They'd call me. They go, "Your uncle keeps cussing at us, saying he uses really bad language." And I go, "It's just because he's nervous about retiring. He's excited about this. Just keep calling him. He's gonna love it." One time we're in Oklahoma, and me and Barry Windham we take the day off, and we're driving all over Oklahoma. So we go to Blackwell, we go to Stillwater, we go to Oklahoma City limit sign. Before cell phone cameras, we got a Polaroid camera. We're taking a picture of me pissing on like the city limit sign of Briscoe's and Stillwater and Blackwell. So I'm in the middle of the country, and Barry Windham was behind me with this Polaroid camera, and he's taking this Polaroid. And I'm sitting there pissing on the Blackwell city limit sign, and the Sheik passes by. Of all people, we're in the middle of the country. I have no idea what he's doing out on the road. I know what he's probably doing, but I don't know why he's there. And he goes, Sheik thought my name was Brad Shaw. 2 names.
Brad Shaw.
2 names, yes.
Yes.
So he sees me and he goes, Mr. Shaw. He says, is everything okay? And I said, I look at it, it's a freaking Iron Sheik. I said, well, yeah, Mr. Sheik, I'm just pissing on Briscoe's hometown. And he goes, Brad, you're such a fine boy. And he drove off. Yeah, random, like crazy. He met my dad one time. It was Mr. Shaw, your boy Brad, such a fine
Shaw.
boy. And my dad, I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Yeah, crazy.
That's
so
funny.
we put all these pictures up in catering. I took a picture of a toilet bowl and I put Briscoe Family Reunion over it, and I put all the pictures of me pissing on like this Blackwell, Stillwater, Oklahoma City State sign, all that stuff. I was so proud of myself. As I'm sitting there in catering waiting on Briscoe, I know what's going to happen. He's going to stretch me again. But in walks Jack Briscoe and Danny Hodge. And I'm like, I'm dead. I'm actually dead. They're going to kill me of all people, because I know what Jerry's going to do to me. I don't know what his brother Jack might do to me, and I'm scared to death of Danny Hodge. And so I'm like sitting there going, oh, shit. And they're sitting there looking at the pictures, and you could tell they're recognizing, like, what? What is they're like, this is not funny. So I'm trying to sneak out the door and get out the side. The only door is where they're at. And I get there, freaking Hodge grabs me. Oh my God. I couldn't work out for like 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
I thought he broke my arm.
So Danny Hodge had like double ligaments. Like he could take a pair of pliers and squeeze and break them. Snap them. Like in apples and stuff like all that stuff. Like it was.
He could take a steel belted tire and squeeze it. Oh yeah, Hodge was legendary, and he got me.
Wow.
He goes, you think you're funny? I go, can I apologize? Can I just apologize at some point? I'm sorry about you're from Oklahoma and Oklahoma sucks, but that's probably not what I should say. But yeah. So anyway, these guys pulled this knife on me, and I'm back up against the wall, and I thought, shit, I'm gonna die up here in Canada. And I thought, this doesn't end well. And I see Ron on the other side of the bar, and he is like a freaking Avenger. He comes running across the bar to save me. And I've got like knives all up. This last thing you want is like, the last thing you want to be on my side of the fight. My side of the fight's going to lose badly.
Yeah, bad.
Ron is coming to my side of the fight. And right before he gets there, he grabs a beer bottle off the table. He cuts a promo to this day, the greatest promo I've ever heard in my life. And he ends it with, I'm going to hit the first white mother that moves. And I thought, yeah, hell yeah. And I thought, I'm the only white mother. And I thought, why would he hit me? And I'm sitting there trying to debate this, and Ron looks around and he goes, not you. What? It was like an APA skit, like, not you. And these guys look at us like, these guys are crazy.
Yeah, they're nuts.
They're
We
nuts.
don't know.
The guy goes, just get them out of here. So we got out of there.
My goodness, man.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, Ron in a promo was, you didn't want to follow him with anything.
No,
Nothing.
I mean,
he was too good.